everybody, and welcome back to the channel where we are doing our Halloween Spooktacular, the final video. It's nothing particularly amazing because I've been really busy, but as you can see, I'm dressed up as a vampire. So once again, every single year I kind of add in and do a little video of what you can do to celebrate Halloween if you want to be more slightly witchier in your approach, or just standard things that you can do to celebrate Halloween if that's the kind of thing. So again, one of the standard things that you can do is you can listen to horror stories. It was a key thing that in our past we spent a lot of time orally communicating all of our histories and our stories and things like that. And of course that's something that we do this time of year. The year is dying, the season is moving into winter, and winter is considered the season of death. No matter what religion you follow, it is considered the season of dying and waiting for renewal and all that kind of thing. So, as that being the case, tell each other ghost stories. Go and read ghost stories. In fact, currently I am reading a story called Leech, which I've just recently got. So I haven't finished it yet. I will be doing a book review on that because it's very interesting and very well written. It's a new author. Unfortunately, I haven't got it within reach, or otherwise I would tell you the name. Share some recommendations for horror books down below that you think are really interesting and have been really good for you to read. I'm always on the lookout for more books to read. Another thing you can do if you don't like reading stories to your friends or even just to yourself is you can of course watch scary films. I always do that around this time of year. It's just a fun thing to do. It increases weirdly, did you know that it can increase dopamine and stuff like that to watch horror films? So if you're someone who really likes horror films, go out and watch them. This is your ticket to do so. Obviously, it's even better if you share it with friends. It's even better if you watch all the horrible, terrible horror films with friends. So a couple of years ago for Halloween, I got 5 or 6 friends around and we watched some of the weirdest films ever. And it was just hilarious. And at the end of it, we just ripped it apart. And it's hilarious to do it. So I recommend that you do it. Another simple one that a lot of people do is dress up. As you can see, I'm a vampire. I'm dressed up as a vampire. Every year I do dress up on Samhain or Halloween. Samhain is just a name for, depending on what religion you follow, as to what it's called. I've got lots of different costumes that I've worn. I've been Eyeless Jack, I've been a ghost, I've been a witch, stereotypically. I've been vampire several times. It's one of my favorite kind of go-tos. It's really easy. As you can see, I've got a really nice cheap wig, a nice ball gown dress that I got from a charity shop, and just some very gothy glam makeup. I don't have any white skin paint, and these little fangs, though they don't fit too well with my teeth because my teeth are my worst feature for me, were got from a costume store, I believe, many years ago, and they came in like 6 and 7 different sizes, and they had thermal plastic that you could use to shape them to your teeth. But unfortunately, because I have weirdly shaped teeth, I have to use Fixodent. But it works really well, as you can see. But yes, another thing that you can do that everybody seems to do. I don't do it because I am terrible I'm not terrible with sharp objects. I quite like using knives on my cosplay and things like that. But I don't like carving pumpkins personally because I don't like waste. And I don't eat pumpkin. So if you eat pumpkin and you're happy, you could carve a pumpkin. A lot of people carve them. Some people even paint them. So again, if that's something that you're happy with doing, I would love to see some of your designs for pumpkins down below. That's greatly appreciated. Obviously, they do need candles. Slightly more witchy things that you can do. You can light a candle and say a prayer. Now, it doesn't have to be a prayer for anything in particular. It can just be a prayer of thanks for what's gone on in the year. If you've lost anybody this year, it can be a prayer that they have passed on and that they are happy where they are and that things are going well for them. If you want something in particular, you can pray for that because, of course, that's always useful and I always recommend that. Another thing you can do is you can get out oracle cards, tarot cards, have a wonderful play at those. Something that was done typically around this time of year involves apples, where if you are technically this is more of a feminine thing to do, but if you masculine people would like to give it a go, by all means. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your apple, you're going to skin it in one continuous roll, and then you're going to get a bowl of water and you're going to drop that apple peel into the bowl of water. And what's supposedly going to happen is that apple peel is going to turn itself into the initial of the first name of who your soulmate is. So if you want to, it's a bit of harmless fun, why not? You might never meet your soulmate, as there are over 4 billion people on the planet. You may never meet them, so it's always fun. And it may be wrong, because these kind of things aren't always correct, let's be brutally honest. You could do some divination if you're particularly in tune with that. Tea tasting can then turn into tea leaf reading. You could do some crystal ball staring if you are that way inclined. I am unfortunately not that way inclined. You could obviously have parties, not very witchy, but parties. If you are going to do a more witchy side of things, obviously make people aware of it, because no one wants their energy drawn from a witchy party without consent, because if you're like me and you have wards, that will end badly for whoever does it. You can reset your wards if you are a particular person who has wards on your house, and they need to be redone this time of year. I need to redo them. You can also, obviously, again, not too witchy, honestly, but you can spend time with friends. As I'm going to do today, later on tonight, I'm going to be on Twitch. We're going to be playing more Resident Evil 3, and we're going to dive into other horror games as they come up. I might even do some Pumpkin Patch, because I really like the look of that, and the Wendigo, and all that kind of, I shouldn't say the name, but then again, I'm not Algonquian, so I don't think I have to worry too much. And I'm also in the UK, which is where they're not. They're in Scotland, apparently, because they're linked to the Appalachians. But yes, there's lots of things that you can do to celebrate Halloween, or Samhain, depending on what you want to do. Something else that you can do that I will myself be doing, just bear in mind, if you start doing this, you need to do it at 2 points of the year. You need to do it at Samhain and Beltane, which is the May Day festival. And that is it, you leave out at night an offering of honey and milk. This is for the Fae and the spirits of the land, but they do start to expect it. So it's one of those things, it's kind of like the First Foot. If you live in the UK, there is this thing called the First Foot, where on the 1st of January, a man with dark hair has to come through the door before anybody else, because he will bring good luck. If anybody else steps foot first, it's supposed to be bad luck. And a lot of people, households in the UK still do this, especially in the north of the country. I'm talking like a Manchester up, honestly. And this is a similar line of that. They do this on, some people do this on Beltane and Samhain, because it does placate the spirits of the local area. And even if you don't believe it, you know, why not do it and have some fun and a joke, and have it not be real, then don't do it and anger them. That's always the way I've looked at things. I think the best saying that I've ever had for that is, act as if God is real, because then when you die, people will think of you as a good person. And if he's not real, if he's not real, people will think of you as a good person. If he is real, you will get into heaven. Oh, I mean, you can't argue with that logic, can you really? Anyway, I hope that you've had fun in this Halloween season. We did a lot of videos. We didn't skip any this year, which is great. I'm super proud of that. I want to say thank you everybody for watching, and all the new subscribers, because I've got quite a few. Do take care, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.